what happens if someone gets sick at your company? What to do?
You have an obligation to two sets of people, your employees and then your customers, your clients. And you have to treat them each separately. So let's review that, take 30 seconds. If you have employees, you should have them all covered by workers' compensation. In Ohio, it's possible to self-insure. Some big companies do that, but certainly unless you're, a Johnson & Johnson or or General Motors or somebody like that, you want to be covered by workers' compensation, because if there's an injury, then it protects the worker who gets a payment for his injury, but it also protects the company. And right now, the law in Ohio is such that unless you are intentionally trying to hurt one of your employees, or unless injury is foreseeable and substantially certain to occur, that's the magic words, then you're going to be covered, and you cannot be sued individually over and above what the workers' compensation award would be. That's extremely important, where you have a highly infectious virus that to a certain percentage of the population, older folks in particular, it can be pretty lethal, and 6 or 8% for people in their 60s and older. Yeah. So that's how you deal with it vis-a-vis your employees and workers. Regarding the public, you have to have your business in shape such that if there is this claim, and you're exactly right, Jeff, just the mathematics of this, businesses are going to have sick workers. They're going to have people who come into their businesses and either are sick or conceivably get sick on the clients, on the businesses' premises. So you have to think back to before that happens, which is right now, and you have to take steps that align your business with the best practices of your particular industry. And you have to use, where can you figure out what those are? You can go to the Center for Disease Control. OSHA has this broken down very specifically by industry. You can get on the Ohio Department of Health website. You can call in Mahoning County, the Mahoning County Health Department, to help you think about it. And each business is different, right? We all have different facilities, different buildings, different ways our workers and our customers interact. And there's not one size fits all. You have to follow the general guidelines for your business, but also use common sense. Common sense is not out the window here. There's no magic bullet that if you do this specific thing, you're going to be covered, but you'll be okay. You got to use common sense. I was working with a local institution yesterday, a nonprofit, and we're talking about how do we make a tour of the facility, and each point where there's hand contact, where there's elevators, where there's people entering the building, how do we set up temperature measurements, distribution of masks, how do we work on the traffic flow and so forth. So once there is a claim, you better be able to figure out which company you're going to call to do the disinfection. And of course, there are professional companies that handle that for you, but you need to line that up in advance. I think, Jeff, aren't you going to talk about social media, but you better have something thought out how you're going to respond in case something goes out on social media that alleges that you did this or something was wrong, so that you can say, wait a minute, I did these steps and I have documented them, so that you can kind of counteract that. So that's generally what you need to think about.
For over a century, Farmers National Bank has stood strong. Through booms and busts, peaks and valleys, we've learned to know the seasons and how to grow in each of them. During challenging times, everyone is reminded of the value of solid relationships in both life and business. Farmers, stand strong.